Boy George, we will dance again. Equity, we will smile again. What's the connection?
Nigel.cecil, calling things out as you like it, especially for his fair-minded friends.
Hello, Chuckabutties, welcome. Thank you for joining my very good friend Hilary and meanwhile Nigel.cecil for this video. As always, responding to the comments, some of you have very kindly taken the time to get in touch via our usual email address to bring to our attention, in this instance, triggering the opening comparable question, Boy George, we will dance again. Equity, we will smile again. Equity, the trade union for professional actors, variety, entertainers and other creatives across the United Kingdom. What's the connection? We've got no idea if Boy George is a member of Equity, but you flagged up something which impacts on actors, variety, entertainers, creatives everywhere, especially if they're involved in a trade union. Recently, Boy George released a song, We Will Dance Again, which demonstrably supported one particular viewpoint when it comes to the Israeli-Palestine-Gaza conflict, the tragic situation. It's reasonable to say that that viewpoint is not shared by Equity. Following the release of the single, it turned out it was reported that Boy George had had to forego their part to play Herod in Jesus Christ Superstar at the London Palladium, a West End theatre. What would Equity think about this? You brought to our attention the comments on social media. This aspect we hadn't thought about, because it was reflected also in the comments, an article in the Stage newspaper. Boy George, if you get cancelled, well, it's your own fault. You shouldn't get involved in politics. It's the death of any actor if they decide to get involved in politics, is it? Because Equity, on behalf of all their members, have affiliated to the Palestine Solidarity Campaign, which many would say that's definitely an opposite point of view expressed by Boy George's song. So where does that leave Equity members? Where does that create a safe space for them to come together within Equity to express their point of view? Now, in fairness to Equity, as a trade union, 16 trade unions, including Equity, have all affiliated to the Palestine Solidarity Campaign. So Equity is not an outlier in this at all. But there used to be rules within Equity, non-party political, non-sectarian, a commitment to uphold the right of members to express their beliefs in their private and personal capacity. The word professional appeared everywhere. The inevitability of gradualisation, the rules have changed. The ability to interpret the rules in certain ways has now, well, become more liberal. Back in June, we published a video which we kept private, video 424, to test the reaction to some comments about cancel culture, freedom of expression within Equity. The General Secretary of Equity very kindly gave us a statement following the tragedy of the attack on the Heaton Park Synagogue in Manchester. We publish in that video that statement in full. Please give it a look, but at the opening of that statement, they mention cancel culture, because we've suggested cancel culture within the business, and indeed an organisation called Freedom of the Arts, Freedom in the Arts, have done the research. And they clearly demonstrate there is cancel culture, although Paul W. Fleming, the Equity General Secretary, says, well, it's performative. Here's the extract, just at the beginning of the statement that references this. I appreciate your kind words below, and although when expressing the union's policies and my personal views as an officer elected by the membership, I often don't agree with your videos, I appreciate that you are engaging in legitimate discussions with a group of members in a way you all find productive. Whilst I think a lot of the sentiment about fear of being cancelled a bit performative and baseless, I think on this topic it is important to provide a comment to you bearing in mind the gravity of the issues at hand. Freedom in the arts, cancel culture, performative. Those comments from Paul W. Fleming, what do you think? Who do you agree with? Because, of course, equity members need to feel that when they come to any meetings, when they get involved in equity, surely it's their right to feel welcome, to be able to express themselves without being concerned whether someone will say, I'm offended. You shouldn't say that because, of course, as artists, we're emotional. We often say things, well, on the spur of the moment, as Kenny Everett used to say, all meant in the best possible taste. And this is where you come back with that comparable question. Boy George, we will dance again. Equity, we will smile again. Smile to make everyone feel welcome. We've gone a full circle, more or less, since an article published by Jim Higgins in The Spectator back in the 70s. But confrontation before negotiation, manning the barriers from resilience to resistance, coming together to protest. Surely that's not really what equity members are all about. They are welcoming. They want to smile. They want to have fun. They want equity to concentrate on professional issues in the workplace, knowing that to have a great time in our career, we embrace our profession in love. We love being in the profession. You know, smile, and the world smiles with you. Here's a comment about that from Spike Milligan. Smile by Spike Milligan. Smiling is infectious. You catch it like the flu. When someone smiled at me today, I started smiling too. I passed around the corner and someone saw my grin. When he smiled, I realized I'd passed it on to him. I thought about that smile, then realized its worth. A single smile, just like mine, could travel around the earth. So if you feel a smile begin, don't leave it undetected. Let's start an epidemic quick and get the world infected. Equity will smile again. Shakabatis, there you have it. What do you think? Will equity be thriving, energetically vibrant amongst more of its members if once again, equity, we will smile again? As always, do let us know what you think and spread a smile.